Hi everyone, I'm Orlando Daga and I'm here in my studio, and today I would like to introduce you to one of my favorite thing and one of the things that I most I use for my painting, which is love. So today I would like to introduce about the two sides of love that you can see in my painting. So one is definitely the bright side and the other one is the more dark side. And I would like to introduce this theme explaining to you and sharing with you my thoughts about two of my paintings. The first one is becoming alike, and the second one is becoming different. So already from the title you can get the meaning of these two paintings is actually opposite, but I would never say like definitely opposite, because I believe that there's always a side of the two aspects, like the yin and the yang. So these two aspects of love are complementary to each other, and they basically complete each other. So when I'm thinking about the romantic love, I'm thinking about two souls that they basically connect to each other, and is important for these two souls, like in this case, to maintain their own identity, that in this way is represented by each color, the white and the blue. But at the same time, if we could focus on what's happening inside the relation between two people, we would see that basically their life is getting together, and it's impossible to part the two lives, the two souls from each other. So basically the meaning of this way of like cutting the canvas is just to go through and see the relation that is happening behind the canvas. So as I explained also in the last video, for me these represent like the way to break through the reality and show the essence of things, the reality of things. And in this way, if we always think about like two people kissing each other on the bench, a third eyes wouldn't be able to interpret that. I mean, the two lovers are living in a different world, so they are living into their own world, and their own world is made of relation, is made of synergy, is made of sympathy. So this is the kind of love that I usually represent in my painting. So whenever there's love, for me there's harmony between two souls. I keep talking about soul because from my perspective, when I'm talking about love, we're not talking about just physical love. That's something different that I'm going to explain maybe in some other videos. But the love that I'm talking about is when you really feel and like you really belong to the other partner. And when I'm talking about partner, I'm talking every kind of gender. That's why I don't really give, I don't like to give faces to my painting. When I'm talking about love, I just try to represent these smooth shapes that they can represent both the love for a true lover, or like can represent also the love of the mom for the kid, or for the father, and everything. So in this way of seeing love, I see a lot of bright, I see a lot of smooth, I see a lot of energy flowing together, but at the same time I see that each lover keep their own identity. That's for me is very important, but at the same time leave the space for the other to enter into his life, because I believe that when talking about love, we should talking about give less rather than give more, in terms of trying to remove myself, trying to create space inside myself in order to let the other, in order to welcome the other person inside my own life. So basically this is the idea of like also creating this empty space, but it's actually things are happening. On the other side we have becoming different, which is also an important painting for me, because sometimes in a couple or like in a relation, you can see that there is some distance. But this distance, of course, is not physical distance, but it's like when each one focuses too much, I believe, in his own perspective or her own perspective. We always find out that it's our ego talking. It's not rather the synergy that we created when we fell in love with the other person, but it's like becoming different is like not being able to share anymore his own most weak part to the other one and trying to reinforce myself into my stubbornness or into my beliefs. And this happened to me very often. That's why for me also art is a way to put what are my feelings on the canvas, because in this side I feel like a lot of dark side, or I feel a lot of, that's why the reason why basically the subject is just the same, but the use of the color is completely different, because I put a lot of black in here, I put a lot of more darker color in order for me to represent more the in aspect of love, the more solitude, or the more, I'm sorry, I'm not talking about the in, I'm talking about the loneliness that can be created sometime in a relationship, and that's perfectly fine. I don't see as a problem, I just see as a phase. So I wanted to highlight in this video how basically the true aspect of love, the bright one and the dark one, are both actually part of the same way to love another person. It's just different phases. So what I needed to tell to myself with this becoming different was like when you feel alone and when you feel apart from your partner, that's the moment where you actually need to have some moment of introspection maybe. But then when you're having that introspection after, there's the second phase, and we'll have like this more bright and welcoming the other person into your own life. And at the same time, from this bright side of love, you can get back to the dark one, because love is always something changing, like everything in life. So basically you need to feel the faith on this, because it's really the engine of everything we create, and that's why I try to paint as much as I can about love, because it's really an inspiring topic for me, and it's interesting how it's different features, the different scenario that is created by love. I can find myself into those scenarios. I can find a piece of myself into different kind of relation. So basically today's video was related to love, and I hope you like, and I will put also the information about these two paintings in the description below. If you like the video, you can subscribe, and then I'll see you in the next video, which for me is important for this sharing of my art. So thank you again.